Hey guys, it's Archaic. So I wanted to do something a little bit different today. So we are going to be talking about a game called Project Cat, Paper Lily Prologue. Now it is worth noting that this is just the prologue of the game. At the time of this recording, we don't have a full game release date just yet, but we are going to be talking about the game and whether or not you should consider playing it. Now I've tried to avoid as many spoilers as possible in this video, as I am of the opinion that this is a game that's going to be best played while you're going in blind, but we do discuss the impact of some of the choices that you're faced with. So please feel free to like this video and subscribe if you'd like to see more review content or more from Project Cat. So without further ado, here we go. Alright, so Project Cat is currently a free-to-play game. It is a story-based adventure meets psychological horror game that was developed by Leef 6010, and it was just recently released. In this game, you play as Cat, who is a cynical high schooler with a hearty skepticism of the occult. You start off the game with Cat in a brief tutorial where your actions already are carrying a pretty heavy weight. Once you get through that intro sequence, you're going to find that Cat is attempting to collect all of the materials that she's going to need to complete some mysterious ritual. Your goal is to guide Cat through the ritual by uncovering its deadly secrets to ensure that Cat is able to actually survive the endeavor. Every single thing that you do in Project Cat carries a consequence, and you're never quite sure what action is going to cause a certain reaction. Just remember, there's always another way. I found the storyline of Project Cat to be really well written and immersive. It gives you a consistent sense of apprehension and curiosity that doesn't become tedious after playing through more than once. It's fresh while allowing a few more whimsical moments. Young Cat is a very curious girl drawn to supernatural occurrences. She has a strong and defiant personality but seems to be harboring some secret. She wants answers. But to what? Our story opens on the peaceful grounds of a manor. Drawn forward, Cat finds a small paper lily before approaching the locked doors of that manor. Your first choice is presented in the form of 4 vases. Do you add the flower to the 4th vase, or do you take the other flowers for yourself? Should you choose to place your lily in the vase, you're soon confronted by an ominous figure who proceeds to warn you that your choices will carry a heavy weight and that the most obvious choice may not be the best one. If you choose to remove the flowers from the vases, you receive a very different response, taking the ominous figure by surprise, but still receiving a warning to proceed with caution. Cat wakes from what appears to have been a nightmare and finds herself in a classroom at 11 o'clock at night. She ventures to a different classroom where the occult club is, and there she finds 3 other third-year girls. Initially, they're introduced to us as Ponytail Girl, Pretty Girl, and Quiet Girl. The girls had snuck back into the school to play a dangerous game, communing with the dead by using a Ouija board. After startling the girls and expressing her skepticism, Cat explains that she has a ritual to complete, leaving the trio so that she can explore the school in search of the items that she'll need to complete it. Now, whether or not you befriend the 3 will be totally up to you. Just remember that everything that you do will produce a different outcome. Upon completing her exploration and obtaining the items that she needs, one of which being a lock of hair either from herself or from one of the other 3 girls, we fade to a flashback between Cat and an unknown girl that appears to be Cat's friend. In this sequence, Cat is advised that she needs to find a golden envelope in the occult room, and we get a hint that that may have been what ultimately drove Cat's decision to carry through with joining the occult club. The envelope, which can only be found after reaching a certain point in the game, details the full ritual instructions, which are slightly different than the instructions that you receive at the very beginning of the game. After reading the instructions, Cat is ready to proceed and begins to follow the slightly adjusted ritual instructions. The last step is for her to count to 100. Depending on your actions at this stage, Cat is transported to an eerie and disturbing realm, and she's not alone. Now it's up to you to escape this realm. Cat is already experiencing the consequences of your earlier decisions, so it's up to you to make the best of a seemingly dismal situation. Be careful with the choices that you make because Cat's fate is ultimately in your hands. As far as mechanics and accessibility goes, Project Cat offers very simplistic controls. So you'll use the arrow keys to move, the X and Z keys to interact, Shift to run, and you can use C to perform special actions. There's not going to be any need for a mouse here, but you do have the ability to use a controller if that's your preference. While very straightforward, the only thing that took me some time to get used to was you treat Z as your action key and X as your menu selection and back button. So it's probably just me, but I kept switching those two up, which led to repeating some actions a few times. This was a bit smoother when I played through using my controller, but collectively I'd say there's not that big of a difference. You can interact with just about everything in your surroundings, so you can open boxes to discover new secrets, get some additional background on the story. You can cut plants, though I would advise doing this with caution. You can find keys to get into various rooms, or even pick locks to access rooms that you may not have previously thought you could get into. You're also going to encounter a couple of physical puzzles to solve, like rearranging the desks in the ritual classrooms in order to be able to proceed through the game. Choose wisely, because you never know when the smallest action will unlock additional progression or allow you to progress in a different manner than you had previously, say if you had done a prior playthrough. As of the time of this recording, Project Cat is available on PC only through Steam. However, if you go to the Project Cat website, I've included a link for them in the description below, you'll actually see that there are downloads available for Mac and Linux as well, so those are options for you. There's no doubt that Project Cat is a beautiful and collectively really well-designed game. There are no voiceovers or recorded dialogue in the game, so instead the story is presented in a classic JRPG style with a dialogue box and partially emoting character designs to indicate who's speaking. So when you're roaming, the game has a cute and clean sprite approach. You'll find that the environment and scenery is highly detailed with an occasional cute Easter egg. There are many small details like mysterious figures that appear, or handprints, or suddenly cracking window panes that really increase the immersion. I really enjoyed the contrast presented in the opening sequence, and of course, as you progress in the game, the environment becomes darker, more ominous, and it really cranks up that anxious nagging in the back of your mind that basically suggests impending doom. I've got to say that one of my favorite things about this game, aside from the story itself, is the soundtrack. There's something hauntingly beautiful about the background tracks that were chosen, from the introduction page to your initial exploration, and even throughout the mysterious realm that you may find yourself later transported to. Even the sound effects are really solid and definitely on par. There were several instances where a window pane would crack as I walked past it, and I ended up getting goosebumps and really felt my heart rate accelerate because you just don't know what's going to happen next. All in all, I truly enjoyed my time playing through Project Cat. Yes, the game is classified as a prologue to a full game that we can expect later on down the road, but it holds up extremely well as a short, standalone experience. After doing a little bit of digging, it's also worth noting that Project Cat was put together by 2 developers in their free time, and this was the first project that they've done that was on this scale. I would wholly say that if you're looking for a short, beautiful, immersive, and genuinely enjoyable game to play through, especially during the spooky season, I'm confident that you'll enjoy your time playing Project Cat. That is all I have for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. If so, please feel free to give this a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps out. Let me know in the comments below if you've played Project Cat before and what you thought of it. I'm also considering making a video to show all of the potential endings with Project Cat, so keep an eye out for that, or let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. Anyway, you guys take care, and I will catch you on the next one.